Every man has felt that sting, the silent rejection that cuts deeper than words ever could. You text, she delays. You show interest, she pulls away. You open up, and somehow, she closes. It makes you question everything. Your looks, your words, your worth. But the truth is, most rejections have nothing to do with who you are on the surface. They're about what she feels when she's around you, or more accurately, what she doesn't. Rejection, in female psychology, isn't punishment. It's instinct. A woman's subconscious is constantly scanning energy, not appearance, not effort, not potential, but emotional stability. She doesn't reject men out of cruelty. She rejects energy that feels uncertain, unstable, or needy. Because for her, attraction isn't logical, it's biological. It's how her nervous system reacts to your presence. If your energy feels heavy, chaotic, or self-doubting, her instincts interpret it as emotional danger. She might not know why she's pulling back, but her body always does before her mind catches up. You see, rejection isn't personal, it's informational. It tells you how your energy is being read. Most men handle rejection emotionally. They beg, chase, or question their value. But the Stoic man understands rejection as feedback. It's not a wall, it's a mirror. It's showing him where his frame breaks, where his emotions leak, where his energy loses gravity. Once you understand that, rejection stops being an ending. It becomes guidance. Women are drawn to what they feel safe surrendering to. A man who's grounded, calm, and detached radiates safety. But when your actions are driven by insecurity, when you need her approval more than your own peace, she feels it instantly. Her instincts say, "He needs something from me." And the feminine runs from that energy, because her nature isn't designed to lead emotion, it's designed to follow it. When she senses that she's the emotional center of your life, her attraction begins to die. That's why the men who rarely face rejection are not the loudest or most handsome. They're the calmest. Their energy doesn't beg, it invites. Their confidence isn't inflated, it's internal. They understand that women don't reject men. They reject frequency mismatches. When your energy vibrates from need, she retreats. When it vibrates from peace, she moves closer. So before you take rejection personally, ask yourself this: what part of me is she responding to? My words or my energy? Because in truth, women don't reject who you are. They reject the energy you show up with. And when you master that energy, rejection stops being something that happens to you and becomes something that happens for you. Before we start, a quick reminder. The real transformation doesn't happen on YouTube. It happens inside the community. If these videos have opened your eyes, what's inside will rebuild your mindset completely. It's not just a course, it's a brotherhood. A private space where men master attraction, emotional control, and the psychology of power. You don't join for a month, you join for life. Every future course, book, and lesson is yours forever. No subscriptions, no limits, just one decision that changes your direction. If you're serious about growth, discipline, and purpose, click the link below, join the community, enroll once, grow forever. Let's dive in. Section 1. Rejection is instinct, not intention. When a woman rejects you, it's rarely a calculated choice. It's an instinctive response. Her rejection isn't born from logic, it's born from how her body reacts to your energy. Most men think women sit down and decide who to reject and who to choose. But in truth, the decision happens in seconds, long before words are exchanged. Her subconscious scans your tone, your posture, your emotional stillness, your self-regulation. And if something feels off, if she senses tension, uncertainty, or emotional need, her instincts immediately pull her back. That's why rejection hurts so deeply. It's not the loss of her, it's the loss of what your ego hoped her approval would mean. You think she's rejecting you as a person, but she's really rejecting an energy imbalance. She doesn't even have to know why she's doing it. Her biology does the work for her, because to the feminine, safety is everything, and emotional instability, even subtle, signals unsafety. You see, a woman's attraction operates like a radar. It's not tuned to words or appearance, it's tuned to emotional frequency. When your frequency carries calm direction, she feels drawn to it. When it carries confusion, she retreats. Her instincts can detect insecurity in ways most men can't hide. In your tone when you ask a question, in your eyes when you wait for validation, in your reaction when she delays a reply. It's not the rejection that defines you. It's how quickly your energy collapses after it. Rejection, then, is nature's feedback system. It tells you where you stand in your own frame. A woman's instinct doesn't lie. It mirrors your level of control. When you're grounded, her energy flows toward you. When you're chaotic, it closes. That's not her being cruel. That's her protecting her biology. Her feminine nature is designed to seek the man who can lead emotion, not be led by it. And rejection is her way of saying, you're not there yet. But the average man misreads that message. He gets bitter, angry, or desperate. He sees rejection as humiliation, not instruction. He starts chasing harder, apologizing more, trying to prove worth that never needed proving. And each time he does, he reinforces the very energy that made her pull away in the first place: neediness. A Stoic man reacts differently. He doesn't take it personally. He takes it philosophically. He asks, what is this showing me about my energy? He uses rejection as a mirror, not a wound. Because he knows a woman's instinct will always expose what's unstable in him. Not to shame him, but to shape him. So when rejection comes, don't see it as the end. See it as reflection. A woman's instinct is nature's truth teller, and every rejection you face is simply her intuition saying, rise higher. Section 2. The energy that pushes women away. Every rejection begins long before the words are spoken. Most men think a woman pulls away because of what they said or did. But rejection starts on a level deeper than behavior. It begins with energy. And energy doesn't lie. You can wear confidence like a mask, but a woman's instincts will always sense what's beneath it. If your peace is performative, if your calm is forced, if your confidence is borrowed from validation, she'll feel the tension immediately. The energy that pushes women away is not weakness. It's neediness disguised as effort. It's the subtle vibration of wanting her approval more than you value your own direction. It's texting too often, not because you care, but because you're anxious. It's over-explaining your intentions, because you're afraid to be misunderstood. It's trying to prove your worth instead of simply embodying it. A woman can sense that imbalance the same way you can feel when someone's forcing a smile. It looks right, but it doesn't feel right. Women are drawn to energy that feels anchored. When a man knows who he is, his energy moves slower. His tone is calmer. His timing feels effortless. But when his energy is restless, when he's trying to get something from her, she feels an emotional weight that tells her, this isn't safe. It's not that she dislikes him. It's that her body rejects the instability. Because to her, instability equals risk. The more you chase, the more she retreats. The more you try to prove, the more she doubts. Not because she wants to hurt you, but because deep down she can't trust what feels inconsistent. Her instincts are wired to test for emotional leadership. And when she feels your energy bending around hers, she instinctively pulls back. That's how nature works. Feminine energy seeks masculine containment, not emotional surrender. The tragic mistake most men make is trying harder when their energy weakens. They respond to distance with desperation. They overthink, overgive, and overanalyze, believing more effort will fix what effort broke. But what repels her isn't lack of action, it's lack of alignment. She doesn't need your attention, she needs your stability. She doesn't crave reassurance, she craves direction. When your energy depends on her, you've already lost polarity. The moment you stop leading yourself, she stops feeling drawn to you. That's why high-value men rarely experience prolonged rejection. Not because every woman wants them, but because their energy communicates self-sufficiency. Their presence says, "I'm fine with or without you." And paradoxically, that's the energy that makes her want to stay. So understand this. Women don't reject good men. They reject unbalanced energy. You don't need to be perfect, just grounded. You don't need to impress, just embody. Because the man who no longer needs a woman's acceptance to feel whole becomes the man every woman feels safe to accept. Section 3. Why women test emotional strength. Every woman, whether she admits it or not, tests men. It's not a game, not cruelty, it's instinct. These tests aren't about manipulation, they're about verification. They reveal what words can't. Because a woman's attraction doesn't survive on what you say, it depends on what you can hold. And emotional strength is what determines that. From her perspective, testing a man's strength isn't optional, it's survival. The feminine by nature is emotional, fluid, and intuitive. It's built to express, but for expression to flow freely, it must feel safe. And safety only exists in the presence of stability. So when she challenges you, argues with you, withdraws, or even provokes emotion, she's not always trying to win. She's trying to feel your strength. She's asking, can you handle me? Can you handle life? And if your emotions crumble when she tests you, her instincts interpret that as danger. Women don't test the men they don't care about. They test the men they're considering trusting. These moments are like emotional stress tests. She wants to see if your calm is real or just convenience. Can you stay composed when she becomes emotional? Can you remain patient when she becomes unpredictable? Can you stay silent when your ego demands a reaction? Because that's the measure of masculine maturity. The ability to feel emotion without being ruled by it. Most men fail these tests because they take them personally. They argue, they defend, they react. They treat every challenge as an attack, when in reality, it's an invitation. Every emotional test she gives you is a chance to show your strength, not through dominance, but through discipline. When she pushes your buttons and you don't flinch, she doesn't feel disrespected. She feels safe. Because she's witnessing what few men possess, control over their emotions in the face of pressure. The truth is, women can't fully trust a man until they've seen how he handles emotional tension. Your composure is your credibility. Your silence is your certification. When she sees that you don't react impulsively, she starts to relax into her feminine energy. Her guard lowers. Her loyalty begins. Because deep down, she's not testing for perfection. She's testing for containment. She wants to feel that no matter how emotional she becomes, your energy will not break. So the next time a woman tests your patience, don't resist it. Receive it. See it as confirmation that she's emotionally investing enough to seek reassurance in your strength. Don't match her emotion. Mirror her peace. Because once she learns that your calm can withstand her storms, she'll never want to face those storms without you again. That's why women test emotional strength. Not to control the man, but to confirm that she's found one who can lead himself. Because when you can master that, she won't just respect you, she'll trust you completely. Section 4. Rejection as the feminine filter. Rejection hurts, but it's not your enemy. It's a filter. It separates the man you think you are from the man you're truly becoming. Every rejection you've ever experienced wasn't meant to humiliate you, it was meant to refine you. Because in female psychology, rejection is not cruelty, it's selection. It's the way the feminine tests the strength, direction, and energy of the masculine. And only the men who understand that come out stronger instead of bitter. A woman's rejection is nature's way of maintaining balance. The feminine doesn't align with weakness because it's built to seek leadership, emotional, spiritual, and energetic leadership. When a woman feels your uncertainty, her instinct doesn't hate you for it. It simply can't follow it. She's not rejecting your appearance, your words, or your kindness. She's rejecting the vibration that tells her, "This man cannot yet lead me emotionally." And that's not punishment. It's nature's honesty. In this way, rejection acts as a mirror for men. It reflects back your emotional readiness. If you take rejection personally, it shows your attachment to validation. If you handle it with composure, it shows your detachment, your maturity. The way you respond to rejection determines whether you repeat it or rise from it. Because rejection doesn't define your value. It reveals your level of control. Women are naturally intuitive. They can feel when a man's energy is aligned with purpose, and they can feel when it's desperate for validation. Their rejection is their way of protecting both you and them from misalignment. When a woman walks away, she's unconsciously saying, "Not yet." Not because you're unworthy, but because your emotional foundation isn't solid enough to hold her. A strong woman doesn't want to break you. She wants to feel that she can't. That's why the Stoic man doesn't resist rejection. He respects it. He understands that every no removes what's not aligned with his energy. Every silence, every unanswered message, every goodbye is not the world taking something away from him. It's clearing space for what's meant to match his evolution. He doesn't chase. He calibrates. He doesn't question his worth. He strengthens his frame. Rejection is not the feminine denying you. It's the feminine testing for stability. It's nature's filter, ensuring that weak energy doesn't pair with receptive energy. And the moment you stop taking it personally, you unlock one of life's deepest truths. Every rejection is a form of redirection. So when she walks away, don't see it as loss, see it as guidance. The universe just handed you a mirror, not a wound. Look into it. Strengthen what broke. And the next time your energy meets the feminine, it won't be rejected. It will be recognized. Because rejection is not the end of your story. It's the filter that prepares you for the chapter she can't refuse. Section 5. Emotional presence, the antidote to rejection. If rejection is the feminine filter, then emotional presence is the key that passes through it. Because what women truly crave isn't perfection, looks, or status. It's presence. Not the kind that fills silence with words, but the kind that fills space with energy. The kind that makes her body feel safe, even before her mind understands why. Emotional presence is the antidote to rejection, because it replaces effort with essence. You see, most men live distracted. They speak but don't connect. They look but don't see. They listen but don't feel. Their attention is scattered between their insecurities, their fears, and their need for approval. A woman feels that fragmentation immediately. Her body reads it as emotional distance, as absence. And absence kills attraction faster than any mistake. You can say all the right things, but if your mind isn't anchored in the moment with her, your energy will always feel hollow. True emotional presence is simple but rare. It's the ability to remain completely grounded in the moment, to listen without anticipating, to observe without judging, to speak without performing. It's the art of being instead of doing. Because in the feminine experience, presence equals safety. When she feels your full attention without tension, her guard naturally drops. Her body softens. Her energy opens. That's when real connection begins, not through words, but through vibration. Emotional presence doesn't mean being overly attentive or submissive. It's not about staring into her eyes or hanging on every word. It's about alignment. It's about being so secure within yourself that she feels your peace through silence. Your calm breathing, your relaxed tone, your unhurried pace, they all communicate something powerful. I'm here, and I'm not seeking anything from you. That kind of energy is irresistible because it's rare. It's the energy of a man who's not searching for validation, but radiating certainty. When you develop emotional presence, rejection starts to fade naturally. Because women can only reject what they don't feel. A man who's fully present becomes magnetic. His energy feels real, unforced, unchased. She doesn't need to think about trusting him. Her instincts already do. Because emotional presence tells her everything she needs to know. This man can lead himself, and therefore, he can lead me. The reason most men fear rejection is because they've never experienced the power of full presence. They rely on words, humor, and gestures, external things. But presence makes all of that secondary. It quiets insecurity. It removes the need to prove. It replaces anxiety with awareness. And that's what turns tension into attraction. So remember this. Rejection disappears when you become undistracted. Because when your energy is whole, her instinct feels it. And once she feels your presence fully, she stops looking for better options. Because what she's really been searching for is peace. Section 6. Why detachment creates desire. To the untrained man, detachment looks like disinterest. But to the evolved man, the Stoic man, detachment is power. It's not the absence of emotion. It's the mastery of it. Because desire, at its core, thrives on space. And the man who understands this no longer fears rejection, distance, or silence. He understands that attraction doesn't grow from proximity. It grows from polarity. When a man is too attached, his energy becomes heavy. He starts thinking, reacting, and reaching from a place of fear. Fear of losing her. Fear of being forgotten, fear of not being enough. That emotional cling drains the air out of connection. The feminine begins to suffocate under the pressure of a man who needs her validation to feel alive. Her instinct tells her, he's trying to pull from me what he hasn't built within himself. And that, more than anything, kills desire. But when a man moves with detachment, calm, present, self-contained, his energy feels different. It's light, effortless, and free from expectation. He's not trying to win her over. He's not negotiating for her affection. His focus is on purpose, not pursuit. And paradoxically, that's what makes her start to chase. Because while every other man is offering her attention, he's offering her absence. Not coldness, but contrast. The rare experience of a man who doesn't orbit her, but stands still within his own world. Detachment doesn't mean indifference. It means emotional independence. It means you're willing to feel attraction without attachment, to give affection without fear, to walk away without bitterness. That emotional stability is magnetic because it communicates a truth that every woman craves to feel. You want me, but you don't need me. That balance ignites feminine energy. She feels safe to be open because your happiness doesn't depend on her reaction. The man who practices detachment carries an aura of mystery. His silence doesn't signal weakness, it signals containment. His lack of reaction doesn't mean he's cold, it means he's centered. When he speaks, his words carry gravity because they're not born from anxiety. His pauses create tension. His absence creates curiosity. His calm becomes her chaos, in the best way possible. And that's the paradox most men never understand. The more you hold on, the faster she slips away. The more you let go, the faster she returns. Because desire doesn't chase security, it chases freedom. A woman desires the man who chooses her without needing her, who connects deeply without losing himself, who feels love without fear of loss. That's why detachment is not rejection, it's refinement. It's the art of giving space for attraction to breathe. When you detach, you don't lose her. You invite her to miss you. And when she does, she won't remember your words or your effort. She'll remember your energy. The peace, the patience, the silence that no other man could give her. Because in the end, the man who's willing to walk away is always the one she can't stop walking back to. At some point, every man must learn this truth. Rejection is not destruction. It's direction. The world doesn't take from you to hurt you. It removes what you're not yet aligned to hold. Every no, every silence, every unanswered message you've ever faced was life whispering, strengthen your frame. Refine your energy. Become who you were meant to be. Rejection is the purest mirror of your self-mastery. It exposes your attachment, your emotional dependency, your need for validation. That's why it hurts, because it shows you where you've built your worth on unstable ground. But once you understand that pain as feedback, not failure, you begin to see rejection for what it really is, a teacher. A brutal one, yes, but the only one honest enough to tell you the truth about yourself. A woman's rejection is never truly about you. It's about how your energy resonates with her instincts. If your presence feels uncertain, she withdraws. If your frame feels weak, she disconnects. But when your presence feels solid, when your peace is unbothered, when your confidence isn't inflated but earned, rejection loses its power over you. Because rejection can't take from a man who isn't chasing validation. That's what Stoicism teaches. That the highest form of control is emotional neutrality. You can't control her emotions, her choices, or her interest. But you can control your response, your energy, and your composure. You can let rejection break your ego, or you can let it build your discipline. Because every time you handle rejection with grace, you teach your nervous system peace under pressure. You become the man who doesn't just talk about strength, he embodies it. Eventually, you realize something profound. The women who reject you are not your loss. They're your lesson. They revealed your emotional weak spots before life did. They showed you where you were still dependent on attention, still seeking approval, still chasing what distracts from your purpose. They unknowingly prepared you for the kind of woman who will never have to test your strength, because you've already proven it to yourself. And that's the hidden gift of rejection. It forces you inward. It demands stillness. It strips away illusions until all that remains is you, the man without masks, without noise, without dependence. The man whose silence is power, whose peace is presence, whose confidence is calm. The man who no longer needs to be chosen, because he already chooses himself. When you reach that point, rejection no longer breaks you. It builds you. You stop chasing affection and start attracting alignment. You stop seeking validation and start radiating peace. Because the man who's mastered rejection has mastered life. And that's the moment women stop rejecting you and start respecting you. Remember, knowledge means nothing without action. If you're ready to rise above emotion and lead with purpose, join the community today at thestoiccouple.podia.com. Enroll once, grow forever.